Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Carrie, and I just decided to come on and chit chat with you a little bit. I just recently discovered an amazing YouTube channel. I'm just obsessed with it. I've been trying to catch up, kind of trying to go back to the beginning. And the first video I watched was the most recently shot video, but I'm trying now to play catch up and go back to the beginning. But it is called Maurice Benard's State of Mind. And if you are not familiar, Maurice Benard is an actor. He has been on General Hospital playing Sonny Corinthos for, I want to say, probably at least 25 years. He is like a staple, like legacy member of the GH cast. And I've watched the show on and off throughout my life, starting when I was a really young child. One of my earliest memories is coming home from school on the Elephant bus from half-day kindergarten when I had the morning half of the day, and coming home on the bus, and my mom would set me up in this very room. Right now, the table that I have my camera tripod set up on used to be a huge box console TV, because we're talking about 1978. Yes, I'm dating myself, but I never hide my age from you guys. I am 48. I'll be 49 on May 10th. But I would come home on the bus and my mom would set me up with a little TV tray with my lunch on it. And generally I would watch, I think, Password or Password Plus or whatever incarnation of Password it was in like 1978. And then we would just launch into the ABC daytime lineup, which at that point in time was Ryan's Hope. I don't think Loving was around. No, Loving didn't come around until the 80s, I don't think. Ryan's Hope, All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, and The Edge of Night. And I don't ever remember my mom in particular being a soap opera fan, but it was just always on. Like, I just grew up on ABC daytime. So from the time I was a little tiny girl up until I was 12, and GH was frustrating me. It wasn't a good storyline at the time, so I flipped and happened to catch Santa Barbara on NBC, and then it was love at first sight, and I became a Santa Barbara fan until the day that show was canceled, which still is one of the saddest days of my life, even though the show turned to shit by then. But anyway, so I've watched Maurice's work for years, and he's an incredibly talented actor. But more importantly to me is the fact that he suffers from bipolar disorder as well as anxiety and depression. And he's always been very open about his struggles, which I admire like beyond. I mean, you guys know that that's a big part of this channel. So I give props to anyone who can share their personal struggles with mental illness, because as I'm sure you know, people with mental illness are still judged extremely harshly, certainly in the United States, probably globally. I can't speak for the rest of the world because I've never been there, but certainly in the US, people are judged very harshly for having mental illness. And it's, incredibly difficult to struggle with that. So I can't even imagine being someone that's in the public eye that actually shares their struggles too. That takes tremendous courage, and I really admire him for that. And I just accidentally discovered the other day, I was on Twitter and I saw a suggested person to follow, or just something referencing Laura Wright, who is an actress that's been in daytime for like 30 years now. I grew up watching her on Loving, and then years later as Carly on GH. But saying that she did an interview with Maurice for his show State of Mind on YouTube. And I was just like, oh wow, I always thought she seemed like a pretty cool chick. I saw her in passing really quickly at Super Soap Weekend in Disney World years ago, and I'm pretty sure I just like kind of waved and said, "Love you, Laura," and she waved back like, "Love you too." And she just seems like a really cool person. And the interview that the two of them did together was really deep and really fascinating. And she displayed a lot of courage too, and sharing a lot of her personal struggles over the past decade or so. And I'm just obsessed with the show now. It really just inspires me. And what's really doubly great about it is that I find myself now watching episodes while I'm on my stationary bike. And I've shared a little bit with you guys about the fact that I've been sharing for years that I feel like tremendously overweight. My belly in particular, like I feel like I walk around and I look like I'm pregnant, and I'm not. It's just not a good look. I hate my belly. I mean, I don't like my body in general, but my belly in particular is the trouble spot that just really makes me feel upset and bad about myself, and it's not fit to clothes well, and just it fucks with my head. So I've been trying for the past month or so to ride my stationary bike at least 4 times a week for 20 minutes, and my minimum that I ride each day is 3 miles. Like if I have to go to 21 minutes to get that 3 mile point, which I did, I think only once actually, I will do it. But the intent is to hit at least 3 miles within that 20 minutes, and it's always somewhere, except for that one day. I think the most I ever went was like 3.54, which was a particularly probably angry day, or I had really good tunes on or something that inspired me to ride quicker. But maybe it was a cooler weather day too. I don't know. But I don't find, as much as I love to listen to music when I ride, I've been noticing that now that I've been watching State of Mind, either interview episodes or just some of Maurice's vlogs, he has shorter segments, like he did an interview with his wife discussing, what it's like for her to live with a man who suffers from bipolar and, various other mental illnesses. And I think that was only like 11 minutes. And I find that when I watch those, rather than listen to music, the time goes a lot quicker when I'm riding, which is awesome because I don't enjoy exercise at all. I really don't. I don't think I'll ever be that person that would be like a gym rat. First of all, I don't want to be in a gym and around other people. And that's not a COVID thing. That's just a me feeling like I'm gross and I don't want to be exposed to other people, showing my body parts until I lose a lot of weight. And even then I wouldn't probably want to show much. But my mom actually found at a yard sale a couple months ago with her sister a really nice Gold's Gym exercise bike for $15, and the woman swore it was brand new. I mean, the little fan on the front works. You can track your calories and your distance, and I think you can even check your heart rate. I'm not positive. I don't really know the ins and outs of how it works. I just try to set it on the most basic, simple workout. And I turn the little fan on and I ride for 20 minutes and see what happens. But I'm not lowering or raising resistance or anything because it's not about that. I don't care about progressing in any way other than if I can ride further in 20 minutes, that's great. But if I don't, I just want to get that 20 minutes, out of the way. More days than not. I skipped yesterday, so I made sure to ride today. I think I've ridden 5 days so far this week. Today's Friday. I did Monday. No, then I could. Did I? Sunday? I skipped 2 days because Tuesday, Brian and I went to the Bronx Zoo. So I think I rode Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and today. So 4 days. So technically I'm done for the week, but I want to try to ride tomorrow too. If I can get more than 4 days, that's fantastic. And I can go as low as 3 if I'm not feeling well, or next week from Monday through Thursday, probably midday. My mom and I are going to be in Mystic, which I'm really excited about, Mystic, Connecticut. If you guys are not new here, my mom and I do that little girl trip every September or October for just 4 days, or 3.5 days technically, every fall. And I'm really excited for that. So I will try to shoot some footage while I'm in Mystic, either at the hotel or if they have a gym, maybe I'll even, record while I'm riding the bike. You never know. I can't guarantee there'll be a gym there. I haven't checked into that. But if there is, I'll definitely try to work out at least some of the days. I know we'll be doing a lot of walking. That's mostly what we do, but we don't walk at any, quick rate of speed or anything. I mean, I'll have my Fitbit on. And shout out, by the way, to my amazing friend Laura. She gifted me this Fitbit. It's a Fitbit 2, and she last year or the year before I mentioned wanting to start tracking my exercise and my steps. And she said, I have this Fitbit that I don't use, Carrie. I'd be more than happy to send it to you. And I was like, are you kidding, girl? Yes, please. It just so happens to have the blue band, which is exactly what I would have chosen for myself in a perfect world. And it got a little foobarred where the bands kept coming off because a little piece of plastic broke. But I literally just took crazy glue and glued the band on because I don't need to change the band. This band is great. It's perfect for me. I don't care that it's not the latest model. It tracks my steps. It tracks my heart rate. It tracks my mileage, which today I haven't. This is interesting, by the way. When you're riding the stationary bike, because you're not technically taking steps, you're riding a bike, it doesn't track your exercise. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish there was some way that could happen. But I did 5 flights of stairs today. I did 11 minutes, I guess, of heavy working out. I don't know what this 30 out of 250 means with this little person jumping up and down. I don't know what that means, but 1,854 steps, which is not a lot, but considering that I rode over 3 miles, I'm happy with that. My heart rate right now is 80. Oh, it was 82 and then 86. So I don't know if it's heart rate and pulse. I'm not sure. The main thing I check is steps and mileage. So I did walk 0.8 miles for what that's worth. And then 1,100 with a fire. I don't know what the fire means. I don't think that's calories burned. No, that can't be calories burned. It would be nice if it was, but I'm sure it's not. But I'm talking a mile a minute. So this is why I get derailed a lot of the time, and why my therapist thinks I definitely need a good psych evaluation, because there are reasons to think that I may perhaps be bipolar and not just suffer from depression and anxiety. I've never had a proper diagnosis since I was like 18 years old, and the people that actually, yeah, I don't remember like having a psychiatrist actually formally diagnose me. And in fact, I never heard the word anxiety mentioned until I started seeing my current therapist, Hillary, who is amazing. And I've been seeing now for, I think it'll be 5 years this fall, in like November or something, maybe. Yeah, I feel like it was 2016. I feel like it was before that election, like right around the time before that, so maybe October, that I started seeing her. And the fact that her name was Hillary just like made me feel like, okay, she's a good choice. And she obviously was, because we work great together and I really like her as a human being as well as a therapist. But I digress. What else is new? But I really feel like I definitely want a proper diagnosis, and I don't know that I've ever had one. But I certainly have bipolar tendencies, and she's picked up on that as well as some obsessive compulsive tendencies. She kind of thinks I'm like on the outskirts of having OCD, but not like, she wouldn't officially give me that diagnosis. As of now, she says depression and anxiety, but she's like, I'm a social worker, I can't formally diagnose you. This is just my educated best guess opinion. You really would need to see a psychiatrist to get a proper diagnosis. And of course, being broke, no psychiatrists want to take Medicaid, so good luck finding that. She said I'd have better luck possibly finding a nurse practitioner, which I did see once, about 3 years ago, again at her recommendation, because I felt like I perhaps needed some tweaking of my medication, and my medication is prescribed, thankfully, by my general practitioner, because he's known me since I was 14 years old. He knows I've struggled with mental illness all my life, and he's, he gratefully, I'm very grateful that he prescribes me meds, because otherwise, like, Hillary can't prescribe me meds, not being, not having the licensing for that. She's, like I said, a social worker, not a psychiatrist or a nurse practitioner. But I did go to a nurse practitioner just once, and she suggested actually upping my Klonopin to 3 a day from 2, which is what it was at the time. And I do feel like that's helpful on the days I remember to take 3. I actually have a timer set on my phone to remember to take 1 midday, and I still forget a lot of the time, which is not good. But anyway, so I would really love to have a formal diagnosis, just so I know for my own peace of mind, that I'm being treated the best possible way in terms of medication and stuff. My GP can't make that diagnosis either. He just goes based on, what I share with him when I meet up with him like once every 3 months, and we have like a general just discussion of, how I'm feeling or whatever. It's not his specialty of practice. But I keep playing with my hair, by the way, because I got it cut yesterday. I don't know if you can tell. There's about 4 inches gone. I don't know if you can really see, like, you don't have anything to compare it to. But I got it cut, and I got highlights, which I haven't had since like March. So I'm really excited. I'm feeling good about my hair right now. So that's a nice thing. Still have this lingering cough, PS, from over 3 weeks now. For over 3 weeks now. I don't know what the fuck's up with that, but I just got a renewal of my antibiotics and my cough medicine in the event that it's still the same shit going on, or I caught some other freaking virus. I don't know what the hell. It's not COVID, and that I'm super grateful for. I was tested twice and came back negative, and I feel confident that it's not that, because I have no other symptoms except for a slight bit of congestion and this stupid cough. But it's a drag. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to come on and say hi to you guys, see what you're up to, catch up, share Maurice's show. It's really a fantastic, fantastic show. If you or someone you love suffers from any type of mental illness, I think it'll give some great insight. He's not obviously a professional doctor or anything. He'd be the first person to tell you, don't come to me for like diagnostic advice or medication advice, see a professional about that. But if you just want to hear from a lay person who suffers from mental illness and has really been through a lot with his bipolar over the years, nervous breakdowns and just, different medications. And I believe he's taking lithium now, but don't quote me. He also wrote a book. I think it's called Nothing General About It, throwing in the General Hospital reference. But I definitely want to get my hands on that book. I'm really excited to read that because it talks a lot about his struggles, and I'm just super impressed with how open he is with what he goes through, especially being, like I said, someone in the public eye, because people can be really cruel. And I'm a nobody, and I've occasionally gotten some blowback for sharing the things that I share, which I think is complete bullshit and very cowardly. But, some people live to be keyboard warriors. That's like the highlight of their day, and that's very sad for them. But I will continue to be exactly who I am for those of you who appreciate it. And for those of you who don't, there are plenty of other channels to watch. And, wish you well. Have a good life. But, yeah, I will post a link in the Dropbox, though, for Maurice's channel if you want to check out State of Mind, because I really think it's well worth watching. Again, especially if you suffer from depression or anxiety or bipolar or any type of mental illness, or someone you care about does. It offers a lot of insight. And I've just scratched the surface of watching the episodes, but even the ones I've seen, I've really gotten a lot of information from. And my husband, who suffers from bipolar, I've recommended that he watch it too, and he's watched a few videos so far and found it very insightful as well. So I'm going to share that link in the Dropbox. I definitely am going to be adding Maurice's book to my Amazon wish list. I think I already did. I'm pretty sure I already did, because I'm broke right now, as usual, but I definitely want to pick it up at some point. So, yeah, that's about it for now. I just wanted to say hey, catch up with you guys, see how you're doing. So feel free to share whatever comments you have, obviously, down below. I hope you liked this video. I hope it offered something interesting for you. And even if you're just a fan of General Hospital, if you want to get to see a different side of the actor who plays Sonny and many of his castmates, I think it's definitely well worth the watch, and you can learn a lot in the meantime. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll be back soon with more stuff. Bye.